Welcome to News Beacon, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's talk about tires, those black rubber rings we rely on every day. They're so common we barely notice them, but they're the unsung heroes of our daily lives. Every journey, every errand, every adventure starts with a tire meeting the road, quietly carrying us forward. Tires endure scorching summers, freezing winters, and thousands of miles of wear and tear. They grip the pavement through rain, snow, and sun, keeping us safe and moving. But eventually, even the toughest tire reaches the end of its roadworthy life. So, what happens when they're worn out and no longer fit for the road? Most of us never give it a second thought, but for that old tire, the journey is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning a whole new chapter, one that's all about transformation and renewal. Tire recycling is gritty, tough work, far from glamorous, but absolutely essential. It's a world of heavy machinery, sweat, and determination, where every tire is a challenge waiting to be solved. In loud, dusty plants, workers tackle mountains of used rubber, fighting a growing waste problem. These facilities are the front lines in the battle against tire pollution, where every day brings a new mountain to climb. This isn't just about disposal, it's about transformation. Old tires are broken down, reimagined, and given a second life in ways you might never expect. Billions of tires are discarded globally each year, and for decades we just buried them or piled them up, creating environmental hazards and eyesores that lasted for generations. But now, innovation and determination are turning junk into opportunity. New technologies are unlocking the hidden value in every tire, changing the way we think about waste. We're giving old rubber a second chance, keeping it out of landfills and putting it back to use. From playgrounds to new roads, recycled tires are finding surprising new purposes. Stick with me as we follow a worn-out tire from your car to its next life. We'll uncover the hidden world behind the scenes where yesterday's trash becomes tomorrow's resource. We'll see it collected, shredded, and processed, part brute force, part clever science. It's a blend of raw power and innovative thinking, all working together to solve a global problem. Watch as it's torn apart and cooked, yielding oil, steel, and more. Each step is a testament to human ingenuity and our ability to turn waste into something valuable. It's a dirty, fascinating process that proves a tire's journey doesn't end when it leaves the road. Instead, it's the start of a new adventure, one that's just as important as the first. Even when its driving days are over, its story is just beginning. That old tire could become part of a playground, a running track, or even the road beneath your feet. Let's see how a little ingenuity can make a world of difference. With creativity and effort, we can turn a problem into a solution, and waste into opportunity. The road for that old tire is far from over. Its next chapter is just beginning, and its impact could be greater than ever before. Before we dive into the world of tire recycling, let's take a moment to truly grasp the scale of the problem we're up against. It's easy to overlook, but the issue is bigger than most people realize. Picture a mountain made entirely of old, discarded tires, towering higher than buildings, stretching as far as the eye can see. That's not an exaggeration, it's the reality we're facing in many parts of the world. Every year, the United States alone generates hundreds of millions of scrap tires. Globally, that number soars into the billions. These tires don't just disappear, they pile up year after year, creating a growing crisis. Tires are engineered to be incredibly tough and durable, built to withstand years of wear and tear on the road. But that same toughness makes them a nightmare for the environment when they're no longer useful. Unlike many other materials, tires don't biodegrade. They can sit in dumps for decades, even centuries, barely breaking down. And tire dumps are more than just ugly, they're dangerous. When rainwater collects in old tires, it creates the perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes. These pests can spread diseases like West Nile virus and Zika, turning tire piles into public health hazards. Even worse, tire piles are a massive fire risk. Tire fires are notoriously difficult to extinguish. They can burn for months, releasing thick, toxic smoke that pollutes the air and seeps into water supplies. For decades, the common solution was to dump tires out of sight, often in remote areas. But the toxins from these tires don't stay put. They leach into the soil and water, poisoning the environment and threatening wildlife. In doing so, we've created ticking time bombs, hazards that don't just affect us today, but will impact our children and grandchildren if left unchecked. The real issue isn't just the sheer volume of tires, It's the danger and persistence of these materials. They're stubborn, they're hazardous, and they're everywhere. Tire piles take up valuable space, threaten the health of nearby communities, and cause long-term harm to the environment. They're a problem that can't be ignored. That's why the work of tire recyclers is so crucial. They're on the front lines, tackling a problem that most people never see up close. These dedicated teams aren't just cleaning up, they're diffusing environmental time bombs, one tire at a time. By transforming waste into valuable resources, they're taking on this mountain of a problem head-on, using innovation and determination. It's a battle that requires ingenuity, grit, and a relentless commitment to making a difference. The work is tough, the challenges are real, but the impact is huge, restoring land, protecting communities, and giving new life to what was once waste. So how do they do it? Let's take a closer look at the fascinating process of tire recycling and meet the people making a difference. How does a tire get from your car to a recycling plant? It starts at the auto shop, where old tires are collected and stored. Enter the tire haulers, licensed workers who gather tires from shops and landfills. It's tough, dirty work, loading hundreds of heavy tires by hand. These haulers are the backbone of the recycling system, ensuring tires reach legitimate facilities. Without them, tires would pile up, creating hazards we're trying to avoid. At the recycling plant, trucks unload their cargo onto a sea of rubber. Some tires are retreaded, but most are destined for the shredder. This collection network keeps the flow moving, preventing waste from becoming a crisis. It's the unglamorous but vital first step in a tire's second life. At the recycling plant, the real action begins. First, a debeater yanks out the steel ring from each tire. Then, tires are fed into a massive shredder. Rotating knives tear them into chunks in seconds. The noise is deafening, but it's necessary to break down these resilient products. These rough shreds move to a granulator which chops them even smaller. Powerful magnets pull out steel wire, separating it for recycling. Next, air blasts and screens separate lighter fibers from heavier rubber granules. The result? 3 clean piles: steel fiber and crumb rubber. The tire is now completely deconstructed. Each material is ready for its next use. It's a mechanical symphony, brute force and smart engineering. This process turns a stubborn waste into valuable resources. The journey from tire to raw material is complete, but the transformation isn't over yet. Now for the real magic, pyrolysis. This is where discarded tires, once seen as a waste problem, are transformed into valuable resources through the power of science and engineering. First, crumb rubber from shredded tires is carefully loaded into an airtight reactor. The chamber is sealed tight, and the rubber is heated to high temperatures, but crucially, without any oxygen present. Instead of burning, the rubber undergoes a chemical transformation. It breaks down into gases rather than simply turning to ash. These gases are then cooled and condensed, turning into pyrolysis oil, a synthetic crude oil that's packed with energy and can be used in many ways. The process is highly efficient, unlocking the hidden value inside every tire. It's a technological leap that makes recycling more profitable and sustainable. Not all of the material vaporizes. What remains is carbon black, a fine, valuable powder used in making new tires, plastics, inks, and even electronics. Some of the gas doesn't condense and is known as syngas. This syngas is rich in energy and can actually be used to fuel the reactor itself, making the process even more self-sustaining. It's a closed-loop system where almost nothing goes to waste. The process turns old tires into oil, gas, and carbon black, all of which have valuable uses. Pyrolysis is at the cutting edge of chemical recycling, extracting the maximum possible value from every single tire, and reducing our reliance on landfills and incineration. The oil produced can be used directly as an industrial fuel, or it can be refined further into products like diesel, gasoline, or even new plastics. Meanwhile, carbon black and steel are separated and reclaimed, ready to be used in manufacturing new products, closing the recycling loop. Even the energy needed to run the plant can be generated from the process itself, making the entire operation more sustainable and cost-effective. This is where science meets sustainability, and where innovation turns a global waste problem into a valuable resource stream. Every part of the tire is put to use, ensuring that nothing is wasted and everything has a purpose in the circular economy. Pyrolysis is truly a game-changer in tire recycling, offering a cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable way forward. It's efficient, innovative, and absolutely essential for building a circular economy where resources are reused again and again. Now let's take a closer look at what happens to these valuable outputs and how they're shaping the future of recycling. Pyrolysis oil, often called black gold, can replace conventional fossil fuels. It powers factories, kilns, and power plants, reducing our need for crude oil. With refining, it can become gasoline, diesel, or chemical feedstocks. Imagine fueling a truck with oil made from old tires. Carbon black is reclaimed for new tires, plastics, and inks. The steel pulled out earlier is recycled into new metal products. Every ton of recycled steel saves energy and reduces mining. Nothing goes to waste. Every part of the tire finds a new purpose. This is true circular economy in action. Old tires help create new products and fuels. Crumb rubber isn't just for pyrolysis, it's used in roads, playgrounds, and more. Mixed with asphalt, it makes roads quieter, safer, and longer lasting. It cushions playgrounds and athletic tracks, protecting kids and athletes. Recycled tire rubber is molded into mats, mulch, and even building materials. Whole tires are used in eco-friendly construction. Tire shreds can fuel cement kilns and industrial boilers, burning cleaner than coal. Every use keeps tires out of landfills and puts them to work. Innovation keeps finding new ways to use old rubber. From roads to roofs, recycled tires are everywhere. It's a win for safety, durability, and the environment. Tire recycling has a huge environmental impact. It keeps tires out of landfills, eliminating fire and health risks. Recycling conserves resources, less mining, less drilling, less pollution. Making products from recycled materials uses far less energy. Pyrolysis can even power itself, reducing emissions. Recycling closes the loop, building a sustainable society. It's a direct investment in cleaner air, water, and land. Every recycled tire is a win for the planet. The benefits ripple out for generations. The journey of a scrap tire is a story of transformation. From waste to resource, it's a testament to human ingenuity. Tire recycling is a vital industry, creating jobs, saving resources, and protecting the environment. The next time you get new tires, remember, your old ones are starting a new chapter. By recycling, you're part of the solution. Support businesses that use recycled products and advocate for better recycling programs. The road ahead is long, but we're moving in the right direction. With grit and science, we're turning waste into progress. The humble tire proves a circular economy is possible. Together, we're rolling toward a cleaner, smarter future.